I told my entitled family they can't have my inheritance. Now they want me to apologize. Hey everyone, I need some advice. This situation has been tearing my family apart, and I don't know if I'm in the wrong or not. Here's the story. I'm in my late 20s and I have a pretty normal life. I work a regular job, pay my bills, and live in a small apartment. It's nothing fancy, but it's mine and I'm proud of what I have. Now my family, well, they are a different story. I come from a large family. I have two older brothers, a younger sister, and my parents. Growing up, things were always chaotic. My parents were always struggling with money, and honestly, I think they favored my older brothers. They had a lot of things handed to them. Both of them got new cars for their 18th birthdays, while I had to save up for mine. But the real problem started after my grandparents passed away. They left an inheritance, and the will stated that the money would be split equally among all the grandkids. That meant me, my cousins, my siblings, everyone would get their share. Nothing special, just a fair and equal division of what they had saved up. Here, where things went sideways, my parents, particularly my mom, started pressuring me to share my inheritance with them. At first I thought they were joking, but then they started saying things like, "You're the youngest, you don't need all that money. We raised you, you should help us out." They even hinted at how it could go toward family things, like paying off their bills or helping out with home repairs. At first, I tried to be polite about it. I said I'd think about it, but deep down, I knew I needed that money to secure my future. I've always been the responsible one in the family. I didn't want to be a pushover, so I decided to keep the inheritance to myself. I needed it for my future plans, like buying a house and having some savings to fall back on. Then the real shocker came. My parents started making demands. My mom told me, "You're lucky to have this money and you should be grateful to your family for everything we've done for you. You need to give us a large portion. It's family money." My dad even started guilt-tripping me, saying, "I've worked hard all my life and now you can't help your own parents." I felt absolutely crushed. I mean, I understand that my parents worked hard, but I was only given a small portion compared to my brothers and sister, and they never had to deal with these demands. It felt like my parents were just being greedy. They even tried to make me feel bad about wanting to keep it for myself. But that's not all. My older brothers caught wind of what was going on, and instead of standing up for me, they joined in. One of them said, "If you don't help out, you're being selfish. The family needs the money more than you do." The other one just shrugged and said, "You should do the right thing." It was like they were all teaming up against me. It was overwhelming. I knew that if I gave them the money, it would never end. They would always expect more. So I finally snapped and told them, "No, I'm not giving you any of my inheritance. I'm going to use it for my future and you're not entitled to it. I've worked hard for everything I have and I don't owe any of you anything." The moment I said that, everything changed. My family exploded. My mom started crying, saying that I was heartless. My dad was furious and said, "You'll regret this. You'll see how much family means to you when you're all alone." My brothers got mad too, and my sister, who hadn't said much before, now was on their side. She said, "You're being selfish. Don't you care about us at all?" Now everyone is demanding an apology. My mom says it's time for me to stop being stubborn, but I don't think I did anything wrong. They just expect me to hand over what's mine. So here I am, wondering if I made a mistake. Did I go too far by standing my ground? I feel like I'm the only one who understands that money isn't everything, but it's also the only thing I have to secure a stable future. Should I apologize and give in to their demands, or am I justified in keeping my inheritance for myself?